Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Friday, the 29th day of August. Here we go. We're going to continue now with more laws about the salichos that are said a couple of days before Rosh Hashanah. I just want to remind you that if it seems early that we're doing these laws, please remember that when Rosh Hashanah arrives, we're going to need to already know all the Rosh Hashanah laws, all the laws about the 10 days of Tshuva, the laws of Yom Kippur soon after that, and then tons of laws about Sukkah soon after that. So that's why we're sort of kind of getting ahead of ourselves right now. So the Slichos law. The person who says Salichos in the morning, it is a good idea if that person is also the one who says, like, leads the Shacharis and the Mincha later in that day. And that's because of a rule called Kol HaMaschil B'mitzvah Omrim Lo Gemar. Whoever starts a mitzvah, we tell him to complete it. You know, it's not a nice feeling when you just like kind of act like, I did the mitzvah, now if you don't mind, can someone else take over? You're supposed to have a feeling of, I want to be continually involved in this mitzvah, and therefore we like to say, Kol HaMaschil B'mitzvah, whoever started the mitzvah shows an eagerness to want to stay in the mitzvah, and therefore we tell him, Gemor, you finish it off too, it's all yours. So the person who says the Salichos, it's often the custom for him to lead the Shacharis also and Mincha. You don't have to do that, and I see plenty of shuls that don't, but that is the preferable thing to do. As far as the blowing of the shofar that has already begun, please note that all of the shofar blowing that's done in the mornings throughout the month of Elul is a custom. In other words, it's not a strict biblical law like it is on the day of Rosh Hashanah. On Rosh Hashanah, they'll blow the shofar a lot, and they'll be very, very accurate about redoing a sound if it didn't come out right. Well, we don't act exactly the same way whenever we're dealing with the ones of the Elul in the morning, because it's a custom. It's mostly intended as Uri Yeshenim Mishinascham. Wake up, you sleepy ones. Get into your repentance. And the shofar each morning reminds us of that. Therefore, if you are the person blowing the shofar, or even if you're one of the people listening, and you notice that the tkiya was not so perfect or whatever, you don't have to go bother the guy to do it again. Or if the sound of the shvarim was all scratchy, it's fine, because it's mostly just meant as a custom to get us woken up to tshuva throughout this month. But if it comes out a little scratchy, it doesn't really matter. And then we won't blow the shofar on Erev Rosh Hashanah morning, and that's partially to make that distinction. What you've been doing till now has been customary, and what's going to happen on Rosh Hashanah, that's going to be a biblical command. That's why there's a separation between the Elul shofar blowing and the Rosh Hashanah shofar blowing by no shofar blown on Erev Rosh Hashanah. Also, they say it's to confuse the Satan. As Satan or Satan is the one who comes and is mekatreg in front of God. That means he tells God that we've done things wrong. By having the shofar not blown that morning, it kind of makes it like he's thrown off. He doesn't know, what was that? Did they stop blowing shofar? Now, you could ask me that the Satan should be pretty smart, and he listens to the Daily Dvar, and he knows that we're all saying this, and he knows the tricks. So there are many, many speeches given at a deeper level, what it really means to, quote-unquote, confuse the Satan. But that is the literal way, the way it's said in the words of Chazal, and what it means on a deeper level. That's for all of us to figure out, and there are many speeches about it. Anyway, thanks for logging on. Have yourself a great Shabbos and log on again after Shabbos for more. If you've noticed that the camera looks all weird and different today, I'm actually using a different machine. But anyway, the halachas must go on. Bye-bye. Have a great Shabbos.